3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Let's go women.
There we are. Woo. All right, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. First game on the NES. It's known for being very difficult, but hopefully we can prove that wrong today. Really great game. A little bit underrated. It's a very fun game to play casually. A lot of different elements to it, and it's really a great speedrun as well. So for this first boss, we're killing Bebop pretty quickly there, but I did take a lot of damage. That's actually on purpose, because in this game, when you're below half health, you actually get an attack boost with every turtle except for Raph. And that's because Raph is, well, he just doesn't get the boost. All right, so now we're gonna pretty much be Don for most of the game. If you're familiar with this game, you know Don is kind of overpowered. He actually has the strongest attack as well as the best range. So we're gonna use Don pretty much as we can. We will go through some sections where we use other turtles for certain reasons, but mostly it's gonna be Donatello's show, and then everybody else is just there for support. All right, so we're going to the boss fight here. There's actually been some new strats found recently to make that part a little bit quicker, but the boomerang guys are kind of random when they throw boomerangs, so I had to play it a tiny bit safe there to make sure I didn't get hit. But there's actually a strat that Skunky48 found, and he's the record holder of this game now, and you can actually jump up to the left really quick there if you do it. But either way, good level 1, our health is good, pretty fast, so we're in good shape to go for level 2. At the beginning of this level, there's actually an interesting trick you do. I call kind of a extended jump up to the ledge. You're not supposed to be able to make it up here, and obviously I did make it there, or there. All right, we're gonna climb the ladder because extended jumps are overrated. It's a speedrun trick. I really should have been playing this glitchless, obviously, so I almost forgot that would be a glitch.
That is the true category for this game, glitchless.
Yep. Yeah, but the extended jump, essentially you kind of get your turtle sprite halfway into a platform or a ledge, and if you jump up on that pixel and you hold forward when you're at the peak of the jump, you can actually clip up onto the ledge, and you get higher than you're supposed to be able to get. You're actually not supposed to be able to get up to the ledge. I'm gonna try another one here in a sec, and hopefully we can get this one on the first try. All right, we did not get on the first try, so we're gonna go ahead and jump up here as well. Again, glitchless run. I forgot to mention that. I keep forgetting that we met the glitchless donation incentive, so eventually I'll remember that, because, I mean, there's 1 or 2 glitches in this game, but we don't really want to show them off too much, so we'll try to stick with glitches. All right, there we go. We made it.
Yeah. Run ruined, but yeah.
So essentially, that extended jump lets you get up there without having to climb the ladder, so it saves a couple seconds. It's definitely a cool trick and a little bit precise, but we're at least able to get one of them, so that's cool.
Everybody's favorite part right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The most difficult part of Turtles, the dam section. For a speedrun though, it actually becomes pretty easy. There's actually one main thing that I'm gonna focus on here, and that's underwater speed boosts. Obviously we see the electricity, and the electricity I'm just gonna swim right through because I wanna go fast and I don't wanna slow down. And we have a lot of extra turtles here that aren't really gonna get much use, so I'm gonna go ahead and damage them very profusely. But the key is you want to get a certain underwater current pattern, which I did get, and that allows you to get certain speed boosts in sections that let you swim really fast. I got a small one right here, so I'm actually going a little bit faster than I normally would, and I was able to avoid a hit from that spinning spike thing. But there's a much bigger one coming up in the next screen when you swim up, so I'm going to hopefully get that one as well. So I want to have the momentum pushing me to the right here, and then swim left, and then pull back. So this is really good. I did a little turn back, but you can see how fast I'm swimming right now. That's actually a pretty big time save, and I actually kept it, so I still have the speed boost now. And if you get a good speed boost like I did there, it wasn't perfectly executed, but it was still really fast, that can save like 2 seconds just in that straightaway section. So pretty interesting, that mechanic. It's one of the things that's really hard to master in this game. But we have kind of figured out some things and figured out the best way to set it up, so that definitely makes it a fun part to add to the speedrun. And that's actually not considered a glitch, so nobody has to worry about that.
One is legit.
All right, so we actually kept a little more health than we normally would there, but it's good, and 1:16 is a really good time on the in-game clock.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're in good shape. A little bit of a hiccup on the glitches there, but as you guys watch this amazing cutscene, how about we cut to some donations?
Oh, I can help out with that. We have a $50 donation from Full Contact 65 who says, "Hey, I'm from Germany. I'm a big fan of TMNT and Battletoads franchises. Thank you for speedrunning these games. P.S. The P in PJ stands for pimple. Can we get everybody to give me a huge cowabunga? Cowabunga!" And I have $20 from King Blunkers, who merely says, "Toad from Mario is the best Battletoad." So,
That's right.
yeah.
I think Toad from the Couch is the best Battletoad.
Yeah, I'll buy that, yeah. I've got $5 from Large Horn, who says, "I've already donated this AGDQ, but I couldn't not donate to welcome Bob the Ninja Goldfish back. It is great to hear your voice. Put this towards Bob's choice, which is Superman."
All right, so now we're gonna move on to level 3, which is a lot of fun because you get to drive the turtle van. But the key here is going into this building and getting the missiles, because you need the missiles to continue, but you don't actually really need anything else in this building. So we're gonna get the building, and then we're gonna take a death abuse. Again, death abuse, so not a glitch, so let's not worry about that. But it's actually much, much faster to get the missiles and then die with the turtle than to walk out of the entire building, because as you can see, it's like I don't know, probably a 30-second walk. All right, so we got that extended jump on the first try, which is good. That's pretty much the fourth one. And then sadly,
See you, Mikey.
Mikey got captured. So I guess he didn't really die. He just got captured. He'll be fine. And we might actually see a surprise appearance from Mikey later on, but that's if the donation incentive gets met. Save Mikey. All right, so the turtle van section's kind of interesting, but there's not really that much going on besides really tight driving. So I'll do that, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the start button. I mentioned at the beginning of the game, when you press the start button controls where the Technodrome spawns, and it's very important. The key is the frame you press start at the beginning sets the RAM value, and there's 3 different RAM values, and that value determines where the Technodrome boss in level 5 will spawn. 3 different tunnels that you can go to. One tunnel is amazingly fast. It's right when you enter the level, and that's the one you always want to get for a speed run. But there's other 2 tunnels not so good. So if we got the best magic, then I will get the top right tunnel, and that's would be a big time save. But if I was just a little bit off on the start button press, then I'll get one of the other tunnels, which not really that big of a deal. I can capture another turtle and then just go to the next tunnel, and we should be able to find it there. All right, so this next room's a little bit tricky. There's some tight jumps here, but one of the first ones you want to kind of curve around this ledge. So let's see if I can get that done. Nice, that was good. Now curving up there and jumping quickly actually despawns another set of fire guys on that top platform. So it not only reduces lag, but it helps you get through there without having to worry about the extra enemy. So this part can be a little bit sketchy sometimes, but if you get good at the jump timing and the attack timing, it's not too bad. Now, we actually got a weapon drop there, which is not the weapon I wanted necessarily, but it still is a weapon. So in that case, nice. I would have preferred to get the single star shuriken, because that would actually allow me to kill the Mecha Turtle boss fight coming up 1 hit faster in each cycle. Unfortunately, we did not get that, but the boomerang, it is what it is. The weapon drop is random, what you get. You can either get a single star, a triple star, or a boomerang, but you can also get no weapon drop. So it kind of depends just on the luck of the draw, but the way that the sub-weapon drops work is after every 25th enemy kill, you can get a random weapon drop. So you kind of get a feel for it when you do speedruns. You do a pretty consistent pattern of attacks and kills throughout the run. So you kind of know what you're looking at and where that weapon drop will be generally. But actually getting the weapon drop you're looking for can be tough. So we'll just do the normal fight here. All right, not the best fight, but we got him.
Oh.
All right, so there's actually a trick coming up here, which is very, very difficult, and hopefully we get it. It's called a rope skip, and it's relatively new. I think Kavik, another great Turtles runner, he found this maybe 6 months ago, and it lets you skip over 2 of the sections of the rope that you normally need. Unfortunately, the 3rd section's too far to get it, so you do still have to collect the rope, but it's a really amazing trick. Very tough, though, because if you mess it up, bad things happen. So we're going to go for it once, see if we can get it, and if we do mess it up, there actually is a payoff where you kind of fall off the building and there's like a big crashing noise, and I think it kind of has like a rumble pack technology or something, you've got to feel it. So either way, it'll be good, but hopefully we can get it. And we got it.
Nice.
All right. So you can get the second skip there, but that one is kind of random because you need that beetle enemy. So that little flying enemy that I used to boost, that one always spawns for the first gap, but it doesn't always spawn for the second gap. So in that case, I wasn't really sure, honestly. I just got kind of scared, so I didn't try for the second one. But in a lot of cases, you just can't get it because the enemy doesn't spawn. But what we just saw there was kind of a ceiling clip, and that's something that was probably found like a year ago by somebody named Spobble. And he found that the mechanics in this game, when you jump off screen in the air, like above the screen, and that outdoor area is one of the few areas that you can kind of jump into the sky, it actually kind of messes with your physics and it pushes you forward. So by jumping in a precise manner, you can actually clip to the right and clip through that ceiling. And it's not quite the same as a ceiling glitch that you might see later in the game in the Technodrome level, but it's kind of the same mechanic where you can scroll the screen down very fast, and it saves a lot of time versus just climbing down the ladders and clearing out the rest of that room. So that trick alone saved like 6 seconds, and it's pretty awesome. And what we're gonna do is, oops, that was a bad jump. All right, so health is a little bit low here, so we're probably gonna try to play this a bit safe. There's actually a strat that I was gonna do, but I forgot, where I got a backup pizza. But I mean, the run was just on such an amazing pace that I didn't want to waste time to get some extra pizza in level 3. So we'll see how it goes, but I think we'll be fine here. I just need to make sure to not die. And normally in a speedrun, when you don't die, good things happen. So we'll see. This guy can be a troll here. All right, so that was bad. I kind of had a bad jump there. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to take a game over because there's really no way to get through this with the amount of health I have. So that was unfortunate. I should have gotten the backup health with Leo, but it's not that big of a deal because I was only, I don't know, like a minute and a half in there. So tough game over, but this game is pretty challenging. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of keep going, see what we can do with Don here, and, you know, beat the game. This is what happens, though, when I did that rope skip and that ceiling glitch. The game punished me because it's supposed to be a glitchless run, and I forgot that key aspect, and this is what I get for that.
Cheaters never win.
I mean, the key to make this a valid run, because I'm still going to try to submit this to speedrun.com, which is a great leaderboard site. So by taking the game over, if you read the fine print of the rules on speedrun.com, if you do accidentally do a glitch, then if you do take the game over and start again and do no glitches, it'll be a valid run. So we're going to try to, you know, erase that. I mean, the time might not be the best, but it might still be a top 2 or 3 time. So, you know, we'll see. We'll have to look at the tape at the end, but it's hard to say. All right. So what we want to do now is we got to do the ropes here, and then there is that ceiling glitch. I guess I don't know if we want to do it. I mean, for the charity, I guess we'll do it. As much as I want to submit this run, we'll have to help out charity. Essentially, if you jump on a certain pixel, then you can actually hold right and A to jump, and then you just have to hold down. The actual inputs for that little ceiling clip are really not that bad. It's just all about the timing and the positioning. And that's one of the keys to this game. Obviously, it's a tough game to beat if you're just playing it casually. So you really want to kind of memorize a lot of the enemies and the areas, and knowing where to go is important. Just knowing the path. Like this level alone, there's so many different options and different tunnels and places that you can go. But if you kind of know the path you're walking and know the right direction to go, that helps a lot. But also understanding kind of the basic mechanics of the turtles, you know, how to attack right, how to jump right, it's very crucial to be good at this game. I feel like a lot of people that play it think the mechanics are kind of bad or the controls are very awkward or not so good, but it's actually pretty good once you get used to it and you get a really good feel for how the mechanics work. There's basically 3 different types of jumps you can do in the game, and they're all pretty useful in the speedrun. So you can actually do a small tap jump if you just tap A for a couple of frames, and that's going to be the smallest one. But if you actually hold A for about a half second and then let go, you kind of do a medium jump, which is pretty interesting, and it actually becomes useful in several spots where you don't want a full jump, but you don't want the small tap jump either. So we're going to try this again. Normally that guy lets you through. I actually jumped a little too early there. I was a little bit nervous, so that part's not too bad, but that guy will sometimes throw boomerangs at you, or he will troll you a bit, but luckily we got past him this time. All right, so we're going through level 4. There's actually a spot coming up where it's kind of a big overpass section that we're going to walk through, so if you have some more donations, we can go ahead and read those now.
I certainly do. I've got $50 from a Ninja Platypus, who says, a Ninja Goldfish? Ninja Turtles? How could I not donate? I have $25 from Phil89. He says, Bob the Ninja Goldfish read my first donation ever that got read on a GDQ. It was a terrible Zelda pun. I regret nothing. Thank you for your donation, Phil. $20. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go to the next room here. Actually, there's no turtle to rescue because we have them all. The next room is also pretty important. It's kind of the scroll room where we're going to pick up the scroll sub-weapon, which is the most powerful weapon in the game. So it becomes very useful for the rest of the speedrun. All right, we made that jump. That's a pretty tight jump there. And we made it. So if you miss that jump, you can actually get knocked back to the left if you don't go far enough. And if you fall in that lava, it's instant death. So luckily we got through there, and we do have the scroll weapon, but it's very important to keep that weapon, so we might actually switch turtles here if we get a bad sub-weapon drop. But it looks like we got through there at least. My enemy kill count's a little bit off, so it's possible that I actually do get a sub-weapon drop somewhere else, so I'm going to keep an eye on that, and I might even switch turtles just to avoid the sub-weapon drop, and that's how good the scroll weapon is. You can actually do a trick in the against the boss of this level, the Giant Mauser, and against the boss of level 5, the Technodrome, with the scroll weapon. And what you do is you attack up with your bow, and then right before the bow hits the enemy, you can actually, you can actually press select to choose the sub-weapon. And then when you do that, it does the damage value of the scroll weapon, but it doesn't actually waste the scroll weapon because you were attacking with the bow. So it's pretty cool. You kind of like hold up and press B and then press select right before it hits. And we'll see if we can get a quick kill here on Mauser, where you can kill him in only 5 hits. All right, so we didn't do it perfectly there, but we ended up doing the pause glitch, which again, run invalidated unfortunately, but you can actually pause on that Mauser fight when he has his mouth open. And then when you unpause, his mouth will be closed, but his hitbox in his mouth will still be active, so you can still kill him that way. Overall, the fight's very easy with Donatello, but if you do that pause glitch, it can just let you kill it faster. And obviously, with the scroll weapon trick, it makes it even better. And I'll talk a little bit more about the scroll attack for the next boss, but now we actually have level 5. So this is the big Technodrome level. This is where you want to find it in the right tunnel based on the RNG. Unfortunately, though, since I game overed at the beginning, that actually guarantees that the Technodrome is going to be in the bottom left. So a little bit unfortunate to game over, and we can't see if I press start correctly, but this is actually kind of helpful here because now I know exactly where the Technodrome is, and I don't have to go through the other tunnels, which can be pretty painful. It's actually a pretty useful thing to do if you're just playing through the game casually or you're struggling with it, because in a lot of cases, this level really is one that hurts players casually, because if you don't find the Technodrome in the right place, and I mean, if you don't know how to do any kind of the manipulation, it essentially is random where the Technodrome is. Like if you didn't press start at the beginning of the game, the Technodrome would technically be in this tunnel about 50% of the time, and then it would show up in one of the other 2 tunnels 25% of the time each. So normally the good tunnel, you only get it 25% of the time, but by practicing kind of that audio cue at the beginning and pressing start at the right time, you can get a little bit better odds. And here he is. So we got the Technodrome, and we're going to do the same attack. This eyeball would normally take, I think, 10 hits to kill with just the bow weapon. But by doing the attack with the scrolls, you can actually kill him in 5. And it's kind of tricky to get the attacks on him because he actually... Nice. That was good. So for this fight, unlike the Mauser fight, you can just stay on the ground. This one, you actually have to do a small jump while doing the inputs to kind of do the scroll attack glitch. So that one's a little trickier, but went pretty well. And guess what? Here we are, the final battle. We're in the Technodrome. Let's go ahead and see if we can make it through. This is another level, though, where it's really important to keep the scroll weapon for later on, because there's this really cool strat I want to show off where you actually use the scroll weapon in the final hallway, which is probably the hardest part of the game, the final hallway. But with the scroll weapon, you can actually set it up where you're able to kill each of like the flying astronaut, jetpack, laser guys. And you can kind of get into a loop where you can go through there really fast. Now here's going to be another one of these ceiling glitches that we have. And you pretty much have to do a clip into the ceiling by getting your turtle sprite halfway into the ledge there. Play that one a little bit safe, but we made it in. and you attack kind of at the very top of the ceiling, and you clip into it. And that one lets you skip 2 screens, and it saves about 15 seconds if you get it on the very first try. I think I got it on the 3rd try there, so it still saves probably like 12, 13 seconds. There's actually a second one right here, which I was thinking about going for, but unfortunately, we had a few mistakes early on, so we're gonna go ahead and skip that one and just take the normal path. And we get to see all these cool enemies here and get to see these boomerang guys. But at this point, I would really like to keep the scroll weapon, but as I mentioned before, after every 25 enemy kills, there is a random sub-weapon drop that can drop, and I'm killing a lot of enemies, so I'm gonna go over 2 spots where there could be a weapon, and I'm gonna try to avoid them if possible, but there's also a good chance that just nothing drops. So like I said, it could either be a boomerang, a single star, or triple star, but it's also about maybe a 50% chance you just get no drop there. So we're gonna hope for good luck, and we're gonna hope that we can keep this weapon, but if not, we'll still make it work. So the final hallway is coming up, and you're gonna see I'm gonna try to do a strat where you get into a loop to kill these guys really fast. There it is. Well, unfortunately, we got the bad weapon drop there, but you could kind of see from the beginning of that loop, you kind of are able to hit the jetpack guy when he very first gets on the screen, and you can hit him again, where you can keep walking forward without him shooting. If you don't have that, you really have to do the duck down strats because the lasers will hit you, and those enemies are really, really strong. So it would take like 3 or 4 hits to kill them with Don, and even if you have even if you kind of try to just keep going past them, they'll stay on the screen most of the time. So without a good sub-weapon, that's actually a pretty good safe strat there. You kind of duck in the corner and you can attack with Don to get through there. And here we are. So we have the final boss. So time is coming up on the last hit, so I'll let you know. But Shredder is actually really easy if you stand on a certain pixel. He actually cannot hit you. So just sitting here, I can just press down B and he's gonna die. So we have time.
Nice.
All right. There we go.
Good stuff.
Yep. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. And that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Really fun game. It is a challenging game. There's little things that can kind of hurt you. You saw in the speedrun, I messed up in 1 or 2 areas. It came back. Casually playing it, it's one of those things where if you take 1 hit, you can easily get comboed and lose a lot of life. So tough game, but very fun. So I'd suggest anybody that maybe played this as a kid but never could beat it, go back and try again. And if you're interested in speedrunning it, I would definitely recommend checking that out. There's a lot of good resources for the speedrun, and it's a really friendly community.